Oddwood.
Brr! It's cold in here. There must be some toros in the atmosphere. Oh wee oh. Ice,
Toros?
ice, break it down now.
Did you say Tostinos?
You guys don't know that movie? Bring It On?
Oh, I know the movie.
I know the movie too. I just didn't expect you to be shaking your butt. Now I don't know how I feel.
Don't be homophobic.
I'm not homophobic. That's why I said I don't know how I feel.
Okay.
How's it? That's not homophobic.
Fair enough.
Are you glory holophobic?
Yes.
As you should be. Welcome back to another episode of Camp Oddwood. Here are your hosts, Alex, Zach, and me,
It's me.
Henry.
How's it going, Odd Squad? How you doing? Got a question for you. Whatever happened to predictabilities? The milkman, the paperboy, even MTV.
That's true.
Familiar faces waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look. Coronavirus. Shit is getting real.
No, I got my first vaccine shot Friday.
Nice.
I'm not a vaccinated per se, but I'm on the road to
Half
vaccination.
vax?
Half vax.
Yeah, I got my second shot of Moderna on the 30th.
Second shot of Derna juice.
That's this week.
Sipping on Derna juice. Is it this week?
The 30th? Yeah, dude, it's the 25th today. So on Friday.
Snit. It's Friday?
Mm-hmm. This coming Friday.
Okay, well, we're not working out Friday.
Oh, fuck. I thought that was going to be our heavyweight day. We're going to do shoulders.
Right in my arm. Yeah, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready for these mutant powers to start kicking in.
Yeah, no, fuck.
Dude, no. I'm more excited about the 5G.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Internet, does that mean I don't have to wear glasses anymore?
It means your body is going to be your own hotspot.
Means
You don't need AT&T no more. You are the hotspot.
just
No, my
means your
body
brain's
is
faster.
already the hot spot.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I generate a lot of heat.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
big person.
Oh, I thought you was
Dude,
because
you
you're attractive.
fucking burned the knees off of my favorite pair of jeans that one time you farted.
And sitting on your lap?
Yeah.
What? I imagine Henry sitting on your lap and farting, and I don't know why your knees would be in the way of his asshole.
Right here. Well,
He
because
was on the edge of your...
Yeah, he's on the edge of glory.
Gotcha.
Because I was doing that uncle thing where I like bounce up, so bounce them. Dude, I have strong ass calves, just to let you know.
Yeah, I was going to say. You gotta have strong ass calves to Uncle Henry.
Oh, look. He's like, oh my god, it's like I'm on a motorcycle. I'm getting motion sick.
I was really drunk.
So, in lieu, we saw the whole Jake Paul, Ben Askren situation, right? And now the YouTube boxing sphere is blowing up. Even so, yesterday's UFC event, somebody asked Dana White about this whole YouTube boxing thing and what he thought about Jake Paul and like the numbers. And then he's like, well, how much are they even making? And then somebody quoted the amount that they pulled. And then he was like, at first he seemed skeptical. And then after they said the numbers, he was like, no way, no, absolutely not. No, that's a fucking circus over there. There's no way they're making that. So he doesn't believe it, but I'm sure if those are the numbers and then they really turn up, and then Dana White's like, oh fuck, I guess it is legit, then maybe.
Is it only legit because of the money though?
A little bit. I don't know.
I think it's a lot of bit. Because I just saw an article about him saying, like, oh, it's enough. We need to get these stadiums filled up with people. That sounds like a money thing to me, Dean. Which I understand, I guess, but
I mean, I was always a fan.
I'm confused on
Donna. You said Donna White, right?
Dana White.
Dana White. Sorry.
What about him?
No, he just was quoted saying like coronavirus. It's enough's enough. Let's pack these stadiums with audience members.
Oh well, yeah. Well, no, I was talking about like the YouTube.
No, I know, and then he's like,
oh yeah, so
he's
then
like disputing the numbers because he doesn't believe it because he thinks. I think he thinks the YouTube boxing community is a joke, quote unquote, what he said.
Oh yeah.
But if he actually saw the amount of money that they would pulling in, I think he would be like, okay, bring him in.
Oh yeah, because he would with his I guess Florida post Corona numbers they did really really well, and then he was saying that they're probably going to do more stuff in different cities in Florida to repay the governor for letting them, do full things there. Because they made so much money last night.
Yeah.
Super spreader events.
Yeah.
But anyway,
those people don't want to get vaccines either. But
for me, it's like, who didn't like celebrity boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's essentially the same thing. It's just, of course, it's not going to be as pretty or as crisp. I don't know. Some people get like all up in arms because, it is a sport. These are athletes. These are martial artists. These are, people that spend their lives training for these things. That being said, you know what? If these people want to go through these training camps and fight each other, and if it's going towards a good cause too.
Yeah.
Because most of the time these celebrity boxing matches go to charity. So
that's the difference, though, is that these YouTubers are
just making money.
opportunistic pigs, and
they're pocketing it.
They're pocketing it all.
It's all.
Yeah,
money.
I mean,
which is
that
fine.
being said, if it's its own league too, and like these aren't like official like records, then yeah, I mean, it's like a non-official official record. What Jake Paul is getting.
They're technically pro fights because. No helmets, and then they're wearing the proper gloves and shit. But yeah, I mean, I guess they're are they exhibitions?
I don't know, because if it's its own technical like fight league, because it's not like they're fighting for a
belt or anything.
I forget all the different boxing leagues, but
WB, YBA, or whatever. WM.
Yeah, it's just like all the different MMA leagues, like Bellator, UFC.
So if Jake Paul ended up going into like professional boxing, would any of those wins count towards his career?
Yeah, they would count on his record as pro wins and amateur wins. So he has one amateur win and 3 pro wins. So they would count.
Okay.
Because there's so many boxing leagues. There are so many boxing leagues. Like there's like the certain sections of Asia boxing league, and then the European ones or whatever, and then they all intermingle to do these bigger fights and super fights and stuff. So it's like they do a lot of collaborative stuff.
Same with like Muay Thai and all that stuff.
Yeah. So different leagues will work with each other to put together these big fights and stuff, right? I did want to ask the question, how much money would it take for you to fight in a YouTube boxing match? And first, how much, and then what opponent?
I have a few questions to ask you that'll lead me up to my answer to that question. Who's training me to fight? Am I getting? First question
like
is,
a proper boxing gym, yeah.
Am I getting trained to fight? Would be my first question.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you of how much you're gonna put in to get trained, and then
physically,
if we're able to find a trainer, then I mean we would get you a trainer, because let's say we're your team, we're your part of your team, and we're gonna try to make sure that you're ready, and we're gonna get like real boxing trainers and shit in the gym, or get you into the gym or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know
Right.
who. Like, I don't know if we can get
No, I'm
access
just
to a
saying.
Freddie Roach. But
No, I'm just saying, am I going to be
somebody legit.
properly trained in
we
the
will
boxing
properly train you.
technique?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Who am I fighting?
One of
One of these TikTok kids. Bryce Hall's a little bit big, so maybe
I know exactly who I
I'm
want.
just say
Lil Huddy.
$30,000,
Huddy. Who the fuck is Little?
and I
He's
would
that like e-boy.
I'd go to Santa Monica and get Tony Jeffries to train me, and then I would fight anyone.
for 30 grand.
Yeah,
Okay. So would you fight for 30 grand? You'd fight Logan Paul.
I'd probably get more money if I fought him, but yeah,
You would get way more money. Yeah.
easily.
Do you think you could beat Logan Paul if you had a year to train?
Yeah,
Dude, I like it. I
think,
like the
how
confidence,
much
Henry.
did you say?
He said he would do anybody for 30 grand, but then
30 grand?
especially if I had a year to train.
Oh, if you had
I was thinking like a 6-week training course.
damn, you
Like
would
training
take
camp.
Logan Paul for 6 weeks?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know if I
sorry.
would
No.
win, but
you have to match Logan Paul's amount of money that he would get if he won.
well, no, exactly. I'd get way more money for that, but I'm just saying, yeah, I'd
Bare
fight
minimum,
him.
he would do 30.
Bare minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on who I'm fighting, because obviously if I'm fighting Logan Paul, he's like, how tall is he?
That dude's like 6'2".
Yeah, he'll just,
He'll really harm you.
like, for boxing, I don't think
And
I
he's
could
like
box.
205.
I definitely can't box Logan Paul. but if it was
I
like
mean, if Henry, out of our group, if we had to put a fight card with us versus the internet, Henry fighting Logan Paul with a year to train, he would have to be our guy to take on Logan Paul.
okay.
And at best, like, he's already kind of too big for me, but I would do Jake Paul. I think with a year, I actually do think I could beat him.
Same here.
you think you could beat Logan Paul? I know you can beat Logan Paul if you have
Jake Paul, yeah.
Oh, Jake Paul. Oh, is he shorter or something?
No, I think Jake Paul's probably like 2 inches shorter than his brother, maybe 1 or 2 inches, and then
He's still like 6
he's
foot or 6'1".
yeah, but he's still like he weighs a little less. He's not as like ripped, which doesn't really matter. I think he's a little bit faster than his brother. Honestly, I think if they fought, he might probably maybe beat him. I think
I think he would.
I think he's taking it a little bit more seriously than Logan.
He definitely has been.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He looks nice, but I'm not like super new to the game, you know? So, you know, I don't have to learn the basics. Actually, I'm like even beyond that. So I just would have to like really tighten up, like get to pro levels.
I mean, honestly, with how Jake Paul fights, I
already see holes.
I see a lot of holes too. Like, he's heavy on his feet. I would instantly step on his foot and then blast him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he would have a lot of trouble with you because you are longer and he fights long. So if he's fighting somebody who's longer than him, he is fast, but I'm pretty sure I'm faster. And if I can, and honestly, if I could just get in there, probably just Mike Tyson him.
Get in that ass.
Okay, I found my answer. I'll fight this dude for free.
Oh, word. What the fat dudes slapping each other?
The Nick, what is it?
Oh, the guy that just eats a
Avocado?
bunch of food? Hell yeah.
Well, he
Well,
started
like,
out
abusing his boyfriend or whatever.
what? No, so dude, if you go through his videos and go all the way down to like years and years and years ago, I'll just show you, cause
Damn! Holy shit, dude, that's a lot.
oh, that's not even all of his videos. But he used to be this really skinny vegan dude.
Really? And
he
now
just started
he's
doing
that
those
chubby
Yeah, and
guy?
he was playing I think he was like a violin player or something.
Oh.
And then he turned into a fucking just
Fat
like-
mukbang guy?
fat mukbang guy with like mental health issues. I kind of feel sorry for the dude.
But you want to beat him up for it.
But he's a
help
big
him.
YouTuber. You said
Yeah.
a YouTuber. I'll fight
well,
that
hey,
motherfucker
yeah.
for free.
No.
He has some weight on me, but
Don't fight him for free. He's a big-time YouTuber. You
yeah,
fight him for
I'll
money.
I'll fight for money, but I'm just
How
saying
much money?
my bare minimum is free.
Oh no!
Would you? Okay,
For beating up a plus size YouTuber.
Hey, man, I'll get views, then I'll make money that way.
dude. Honestly, so I watched this. So they did a fight thing where they did a bunch of TikTokers and YouTubers. So the new card that's coming out is TikTokers versus YouTubers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that Taylor Holder, Bryce Hall, and the Ace Family dad, and all those Deji and whoever. I don't know if you guys even know who these people are, but they're all fighting, right?
Okay.
And then to pick one of the Anison Gibb. Okay, so to pick to pick the last position, the last spot, they had a fight where a bunch of YouTubers and I think TikTokers boxed it out, and then the last one standing got the spot. I forgot who won.
Like a tournament style?
Yeah, tournament style. And there's only the guy who won was probably definitely has boxed a little bit before. And everybody else kind of did all right, but there was a lot of these, amateur kids, I think that with 3 months of training, you could have probably won that tournament.
Oh, with the TikTok versus...
Actually, I think now you would have at least gotten in the finals. Because, well, actually no, your cardio. We got to work on your cardio. But
yeah, my cardio is terrible.
But I know technique wise, you're just kind of solid in general athletically, to where you're not gonna do. And you fought like in real life,
Yeah.
so you're not gonna do some of those like rookie mistakes where they start like twirling around and like don't know where the fuck they are because they put their head down and they're just like trying to get away.
Yeah.
So, which is what a lot of them did. So I think,
really?
Yeah. So I think if you're just because you could tire half of them out by avoiding a bunch of their power shots that they're just chucking at you for the first like 2 minutes of a 3 minute round.
Yeah, I don't even.
And then just beat them up for the last minute.
Dude, let's just try and get in these TikTok tournaments and just fucking blast these people. Fuck you for having millions of followers!
I mean, that would be a quick way for us to fucking skyrocket, just fucking whoop on these kids.
I'm down.
Hey, maybe that's an idea, and I'm gonna pause for a second. So if we want to cut this out, we could.
Okay.
That might be a good idea to start training and doing TikTok training videos and posting them up on TikTok, being like, "Oh, we're ready for a TikTok."
Oh, and calling people out, like that kid who dances with his little brother or whatever. I mean, no, that
Just
guy
saying.
seems pretty nice, but
I'm just saying.
yeah, hey,
Just saying. That might be a good idea.
we should
Catch
start.
his
We should
hand.
treat it like fucking kung fu in the '80s or whatever, like running up through people's dojos, but it's their home gym.
I challenge you.
I challenge. That's basically what they were doing with like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. They'll like challenge people that they're upset with to spar, and then just like beat the shit out of them. And what the thing is, this is how you know that because their whole boxing thing is like a gym that they built with their culture. People are okay with that, but in a real boxing gym, that's trash ass.
It is-
That's like trash etiquette. You don't.
I've seen a lot of people get beat the fuck up coming into a boxing gym being like, "Oh, I challenge whoever," and then they challenge one of the coaches there and they just get annihilated.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like Jake Paul and Logan Paul will like, oh what? Oh, you got beef? Why don't you come and spar or whatever? And then they don't do it like a real they don't let you know what really is going down.
No, yeah. Like
And then they
do
just beat the shit out of you.
They pull some Cobra Kai shit. And
Yeah,
they
yeah,
invite
yeah,
you over
yeah.
to the gym, and at the very least, if they get fucked up in a sparring match, they're not
just-
going to let you leave.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in like one of their homies or one of their trainers that actually knows what the fuck is going on, and then they're going to beat you up.
Yeah, they are on some Cobra Kai shit, dude, for sure. Like, I just watched a video where, that was perfect.
That's
yeah.
not like total like white privilege, white dojo shit. Not saying that there aren't dojos that have very respectful white owners and shit, because I've seen a lot of what Zach has said is like a lot of just legit martial arts gyms or MMA gyms, people coming in and just challenging
Yeah.
them to shit, and they just mostly laugh them off, and then until they go, okay, well, if it's your own choosing, here, and then it's usually like a slap fight where like a dude's just like smacking him around for the most part, or
Yeah.
if they do try and do some things, they'll like hit him for real and like drop him, and they'll jump back up and like go, no, come on. It's like, dude, no, you're fine.
No,
you're
I
fine.
just dropped.
And then they keep swinging, and then they go, okay, bam,
Drops
and they
him
just
again.
really knock him out. But these are like, oh, I am a death fist karate champion. I could punch you in the chest and like stop your heart. And it's like just these people who don't actually know how to fight, or they were duped by some other dojo into thinking that they're really incredible. And in reality, it's like, no.
Because I just watched a video yesterday where this guy was like, hey, I'll challenge you to a boxing match for this prize that I have in my car, or in this truck or whatever. And then so Jake Paul's like, okay, sure. And this guy, he takes his shirt off, doesn't even have any sun on his chest. Dude is pale, frail, worried for his health just off not having a shirt on, right? And then they ask him, like, you have any fighting experience? And then he's like, no. And then it's like, okay. They go for it. Jake tries to rip this guy's head off like he owes him money. It's like, okay, dude. And he knocked him down like 6 times. And the guy just kept getting up or whatever. But he's like throwing real fucking shots at this kid. After he knocked him down from like a strong 1-2, he kept trying to hit him harder and harder every time he got up. I was like, yo, holy shit, dude. Like, do you have... And it makes sense that he's like that when you... Because Jake's trainer was in the video. And that dude was like a Boston version of John Kreese. Like, he was like kind of like a dick.
Put him in a body bag.
Yeah, well, he was just like, hey, you got any fight experience? You got any fight experience? No? Oh, you're gonna get fucked up, kid. You're getting fucked up. Oh, we're gonna fuck you up, kid. I was like, holy shit, dude. He's like, don't fucking touch me, bro. And the guy, like, he was just trying to oh, okay, like, give a pound. He's like, don't fucking touch me. It's like, okay. Dude, that's your fucking trainer. Of course you're gonna be a dickhead boxer. Take that fucking energy to, like, any real ass gym. Go to fucking like AK or Freddie Roach or whatever, and they'll give you somebody to spar, treat you like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one because I have no information. But yes. But yes.
No, but I was just like, damn, dude, like, give him a couple like love taps and then, hit him with the strong one or whatever. Play around with them a little bit. But just to run up in there and try to take off a fucking novice's head, like, what are you trying to fucking prove?
That you can beat up newbies?
I don't know. Some people just have that mentality. It's like, what is it?
You want to
don't write checks that you can't cash.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. That's really fucking lame. You're going to feel bad about that in the future. Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is that, like, the human guilt comes back and bites you in the ass, because usually through just living an experience and just having hardships in life, you want people to be empathetic towards you, and they're not going to have any, because you didn't have anything for them later on in life. So,
and that's the worst thing about some of these rich people being like, oh, I'm so sad and lonely. Money doesn't buy happiness.
Unless they're a sociopath.
No, money can buy happiness, but you also have to be a really good human being too to have people around you that love you.
Yeah, money can buy happiness. You just got to know where to spend it.
Unless you're a sociopath and then you just continue to live this life and just have no remorse.
And be lonely, and then a gold digger comes along when you're 85.
And your dick don't work no more.
And your dick don't work no more.
But hey, I'm glad
pissing all over your nuts.
You guys have agreed we are going to start climbing up the YouTube, TikTok boxing ladder starting today, and we're just going to demolish all these kids, or find out that we're not as good as we thought, and we're going to get our asses handed to us by some 21-year-olds who've been juicing. We're going to get beat up by kids who didn't go to college but still have that frat boy mentality.
The Chad boy mentality.
Yeah.
Nah.
Fucking all these TikTok chads. I want to run through.
I'm ready to clobber some people, man.
All right, let's.
Some people
go.
deserve a good clobbering.
I'll fight people in my weight class.
There are plenty.
You know,
Because like the skinny fuck boy is pretty. Not that you are one, but
no,
like that's
I understood what you were saying.
Yeah. All right.
I'm a dirty fighter, though.
Yeah, he bites.
I bite.
Well, I was gonna say if it was like a street fight and anything goes, then I'm like a spider monkey. You don't know which direction.
Well, street
I'm
fight.
coming.
If it's the three of us versus any three TikTokers, Bryce Hall, Taylor Holder, come at us. It's kind of a wrap. You're gonna get really hurt.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have some flesh in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, street fight.
Hey, don't worry about my size. If you come at me, I'm gonna kick you as hard as I can in the nuts.
Well, that's the thing is we're
Your feet are gonna lift the ground, and you're gonna land back on your feet. And there's that like 2 to 3 second response time where you're just like, oh my god, I just got hit that hard in the nuts, to where you don't feel it yet.
And then bam.
It takes a little while, and then like a bolt of lightning hitting your body.
Your knees
your
are gonna
nuts.
buckle.
yeah.
You just get that searing pain and that ringing in your ear, and that blood coming out of your pee-pee.
Well, no, because okay, so we're challenging all these
kick you
motherfuckers.
so
and
hard
telling
in the
these
nuts.
we're telling these motherfuckers that we feel confident that we could probably take them boxing wise.
Boxing wise, yes.
What, right?
Yeah.
But then all that stuff goes out of the window if it's either a street fight or any kind of other fight.
Of course.
And boxing is probably one of our, at least for me, maybe my weakest attribute. So if I'm allowed to fucking kick, that's something that I've honed for over 10 years is my fucking kicking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fucking kick your head off.
Well, first I'm gonna kick him in the nuts as hard as I can.
Well, he's
And
going
then
to kick your balls off.
As you're
Well, yeah, he
on
has
the
some
floor,
heavy ass
You're
shit.
not gonna
grabbing
have
your
any
nuts,
balls.
I'm gonna hit you with one of the heaviest Mortal Kombat uppercuts in the world.
Take his jaw off.
You're gonna do a backflip and fall right onto your bloody nuts. And just pray to God that uppercut knocks you out, so you're not conscious to continue to feel that pain.
Well, he's gonna be feeling it for the next week in the hospital.
And I'm just gonna hope that they don't remember anything that just happened, so I'm not liable for committing such
A heinous crime.
a heinous clobbering of the nuts and face.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, damn. All right, so now let's quickly pivot from all this violence because
From all the nuts.
I mean, I've been enjoying this violent ass conversation, but I do have a question that I want to ask before we get into some Reddit action.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but I just want to hear your opinion on it. The fucking Demi Lovato shit. Did you guys hear about that?
Just
Oh,
Yeah,
how
last
like
week.
she was upset that there's all of this like low fat or like all these things.
Froyo, yeah.
They're like all the. What
Or
store is she at again?
Or yogurt place. What?
Oh, she was at a yogurt place, right?
Yeah.
And then she was like all pissed off about all that.
She got triggered from seeing all the low fat, like guilt free options, and then basically was saying like, "Oh, we need to change this diet culture because it triggers people with eating disorders." And then came at them. Well,
Came at who?
At the yogurt place for having that shit.
On video?
Yeah.
I personally feel.
Or no, she made a tweet about it, and then she made a video reply after saying like, "Oh, I wasn't trying to come at them, but we need to change the dietary, like this diet culture thing."
We do need to change the diet culture, I feel like. Do I necessarily agree with what she's saying? I guess it sounds like I am, but
ish, I would say.
Fuck you, you snowflake.
What?
Bitch.
I'm sorry I'm taking your McDonald's away from you.
From me? That's not diet culture, that's fat culture.
The person that's attacking me for calling me a snowflake. I know you're not doing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing that role.
No, like
it's like, oh, I'm sorry for taking your non-fat, dairy-free yogurt away, but I mean,
why should you think that we should not have non-fat?
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't have any of that stuff, but it's like, I mean, at least in America, dude, the obesity is fucking insane. And it's like, maybe we should try to
Well, that's what.
figure out a way to.
But that's what she's saying, is that she's like, we shouldn't be pushing diet culture at all.
Oh, see, I didn't get that part. I thought you. I thought you said that she was saying that we should change the diet culture. But what
change
she's
it
really
by
saying,
change it by not having it in the face of people, like because people with eating disorders find it triggering, like her.
She's not entirely wrong, but I'm saying you got to pick your battles.
You do have to pick your battles.
Like if you're,
but I don't necessarily agree with that per se. But then again, I don't know how bad eating disorders are.
No, I mean,
what triggers people to.
I mean, they are bad, but I mean, at the same time, you know, we can't mold the world around your issue.
Yeah.
But I mean, the diet culture itself or whatever does need some reform for sure.
Well, but the fucking Nick guy, prime example.
Who?
The Nick Cava.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Where he was just a skinny, really skinny dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It looks like he has a eating disorder now because that's all the videos that he does are fucking like extremely crazy mukbang videos. Like, oh, I'm about to eat 2 pounds of hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Or I'm about to eat.
Well, eating disorder is as far like for her was like bulimia.
Oh well, there's like, 2 sides of the eating disorder. You don't eat at all.
Well, I was just clarifying because it sounded like you're talking about someone who's having an overeating disorder, where hers was not enough or unhealthily purging.
See, okay, well, I'm more on the side of overeating, and I guess that's doing non-fat blah 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 will be like, oh, this is healthy for me. It's like that one Key and Peele sketch where homegirl just got hired into the yogurt store, and the employee of the month is huge and fat, but when you see her picture on the wall, it's her really skinny, and she's waiting for her boyfriend to come back from Afghanistan, and he does, and she's like, oh my god, you're back, but she's huge, and he's like, no, you're not her, I'm just gonna leave. And then she's like, oh, you didn't recognize me, and so she just started pouring non-fat dairy yogurt into her mouth. But it's like, okay, yeah, in moderation you'll be fine. But if you're somebody with like a eating disorder where you eat too much and you're thinking, oh, this is non-fat blah blah blah, it doesn't matter. As if you're eating it every single day, 5 times a day, you're gonna get big.
But but my problem is, I think that there's this culture that's being perpetuated of people who are advocating for healthy eating or, you know, changing your lifestyle some ways. A lot of these people aren't being wildly aggressive or telling you that you're a fat piece of shit or anything.
Yeah.
They're trying to be positive, right?
Yeah.
Or show like, this is what I did and this is how I got here. You could try, here's how I did it, take elements from it, right? But then those people, I've noticed, are getting attacked, if they don't speak a certain way. Yeah, or, just trying to help, like, oh, why are you telling people that they need to lose weight? It's like, yo, dude, heart disease and all this shit is huge in America because we have the most obese people here. So, like, is it really a crime to ask you to suggest that you do a couple of fucking jumping jacks? I mean, to ridicule somebody for being big, not okay.
Yeah, definitely.
If the person doesn't want to be big and they voice that and then you give them ways to change it, why is that a fucking crime?
It shouldn't be. Because
if somebody chooses to be like, oh, I'm body positive, I like myself just the way that I am, then everybody should just let them do that. That's perfectly fine too.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, like, but if you were really happy with yourself, then you wouldn't feel the need to tear down people who are being healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because those are the antics of a hurt person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said you got to pick your battles, because it's like, sorry that personally kind of triggered you, Demi Lovato, but it's like, you're going to a yogurt shop, not an ice cream store.
Yeah.
That's trying to force diet shit on you. It's like, no, people go to a yogurt shop because it's supposedly healthier for you than ice cream. But you know what? Just like anywhere else, you can make the decision to get unhealthy things and unhealthy options or get healthy options.
Yeah. Instead of going
just because there's healthy options, I don't think there's... I mean, again, personally, she got triggered and was like that. But don't attack the people who are... They're literally going, hey, instead of you eating the super fattening thing and then feeling bad about it, so you go home and throw it up, just eat this healthy stuff. That way you don't have to feel bad and force yourself to throw up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad for you. It's not going to destroy your body. It's healthier for you.
Well, why would you go to a place that you know it's going to trigger you?
Well, I don't think she knew.
Well, now she does.
Yeah, well, now she does, yeah.
It's like, go to 31 Flavors. Or, yeah, it's like, just go to an ice cream shop if you don't want to feel bad about that.
Yeah. Well, I think also the term guilt-free is a big thing that she had a problem with. That, I mean... It's not on my list of priorities.
Was that like the name of something or like a sign?
It was like a guilt-free yogurt or some shit. Like 0 sugar, guilt-free, whatever.
Well, what if it's also like guilt-free, no animals are harmed making this, if it was a non-dairy yogurt too?
Yeah.
Like if it's vegan or gluten-free yogurt, like all that other bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
There's a lot of reasons to feel guilty.
It's just we're getting so granular in the things that we find offensive. It's becoming really too much. Like, I'm sorry, Demi. You know that triggered you, and then all those that also have similar triggers. But all these small communities' triggers can't be everybody's problem. I'm sorry. Unless you're a bigger community, it can't be everybody's problem.
And yeah, and going back to, you know, one of the great comedic greats, big man himself, Chris Farley, the key formula in my quote of Chris Farley is, fatty fall down, people laugh.
Jesus. Okay. Well, what? Oh, all right.
Well, when anybody falls, it's kind of funny.
It is.
Yeah. Oh,
it is.
Like nowadays.
Like
except for old people.
Like they're like, okay. The thing is, if we keep opening the
if they're okay,
floodgates,
it's fine.
Yeah.
If we keep opening the floodgates to validate anybody's like trigger or anything that bothers a small amount of people, like that, people falling down. When people laugh at somebody falling down, it's so easy to just be like, that's somebody in pain. That's somebody who just got hurt. We need to make it so that it's not normal to laugh at somebody who's in pain, who just fell down. You don't know what happened to their knee. You don't know what's going to happen in the long term. Like, that's not funny. People laughing at people falling down, that's criminal. That's fucked up.
Those people deserve to get sucker punched.
And kicked in the nuts.
I mean, right? So it's like, but then wanting to cancel, like, retroactively cancel Jackass for cultivating a culture of laughing at people getting hurt. Like,
that's why I don't.
You see how it's such a slippery slope when you overdo the fucking outrage on everything.
Well, that's why I don't agree with the term cancel culture. Accountability culture, I am all for, but like, if it's that regard, if you find anything offensive, no matter who you are, you could just say, no, that's canceled to you personally. And just keep that to yourself, please. Because I don't need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just be a decent human being and just sometimes maybe keep a thought to yourself. You don't need to share that with the world.
Yeah.
I don't need to know this.
I don't need to know this. All right. Last thing, another thing that kind of outraged me throughout the week. Or not
Sounds
outraged
like a few
me,
things did.
but something that bothered me is in the TikTok feed, I've been getting a lot of clips lately of this Fresh and Fit podcast.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know if it's in Florida or what. It seems like it's those type of people. Like, people who, like, post club culture people, adults. But basically, it's like, you know, a lot of like Instagram model looking women and regular looking guys.
Okay.
right? And then so they basically, the whole format is that it's a bunch of chauvinistic guys basically bringing in a bunch of hot women to tell them that the way that they view dating is wrong.
So they're mansplaining things to these women?
I mean, I don't get behind the mansplaining thing. I think that's just stupid as fuck.
About
But yes.
Essentially, they're just bringing
Well, no,
hot people
the thing-
and be like, oh, your view of dating is terrible.
Well, no, so okay. Here's one of the things. So I watched a video where they were talking about independent women, right? And this woman was basically saying like, what's wrong with me being independent, blah blah. And then the guy basically told her like, oh well, like, men don't value an independent woman the way that a woman values an independent man. And then, so generally the dude did kind of have a point with how each group is valued in society generally, right? Mm-hmm. Which is fair. But then he extended it when she said, well, I don't want to be dependent upon, I don't feel the need to be dependent on anybody because I don't want to, like, what if that gets ripped from under me? Like, if I marry a guy and let him make all the money and I'm fully dependent on him, and then I just fit whatever role that I have, that makes me have to fit whatever role that he like builds for me. So I have to do whatever he wants to do. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm just on my ass. And then the guy was like, well, then he started going into, see, you're operating from fear. And that's a deep-rooted issue within you and how you were brought up.
What?
And it's like, that's a fair fucking fear, dude.
Yo, okay, reverse the fucking roles. What if you married somebody that was fucking very successful? She was making all the money. You're in the role that was built for you. And then it doesn't work out. Now you're on your fucking ass.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
It is a fucking scary thought, yes, but it's like, no, I want to prevent that from happening. And how do I prevent that from happening?
well, you see, Alex,
Making my own fucking decisions.
the second part of that whole thing turned into him starting to mansplain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That, like, the first part was no. That's like a general.
That's a proper definition of mansplain, I would say, actually.
Yeah.
That was mansplaining for sure. So, I mean, I just thought that was so fucking stupid. The thing is,
it's really stupid.
the thing is, in some arenas, like, they do have a bit of a point as far as, like, explaining to some women, like, oh, okay, well, you are asking for a lot because you want all the traditional male traits with all these new age traits, right? So then, basically, some of these women want a guy who doesn't ask for anything. Like, you're not allowed to ask for sex. You're not allowed to. It's like you're not allowed to ask for anything after you paid for everything, and then you're giving everything in a relationship that's required. Like, you're taking care of them, bringing all these resources, blah blah. So to those women, some of their criticisms apply, but then when they go as deep into this whole like. It's basically like trying to put the ketchup back in the fucking bottle, right? Where it's like, yo, women are independent. They're doing their own thing. For you to try to create all these logical, illogical arguments as to why they should give all that shit up and then do what you say. It's hard for me not to just feel like, fuck you.
Yeah. A lot of those dudes sound retarded and just
sounds like
just kind of want to fail to evolve as individuals. It's like these times are different. Like, I'm all for this shit. Like, fucking free the nipple. Like, I mean, in my family at least, it's like both my parents had to work. They both had to bring in some type of bread because if they didn't, we'd go under. Yeah. There's certain points in time where you or your partner are going to have downfalls in their finances, and one of you has to pick up the slack at a point in time or help each other out. And then when you're both fortunate and blessed enough to where both of you are working and you can build that together, That's even better.
Yeah.
That's his
actually,
mentality is like, okay, well, he wants a gold digger too, and if that's the case.
That's the thing. That's where that shit gets cultivated from. But you make a good point where the economic system, just the reason that women evolved out of that is because our economics can't sustain it, because we need our, like, a regular dude, even if he's working his ass off, needs a woman to work. And then some of these women understandably don't like the idea of having to come home after they worked and then also have to, feed this guy every day. It's like, I just did the same amount of hours of a shift as you did,
take care
and then you want me to clean the house, take care of the kids and all that kind of stuff, and have sex with you at your whim. That is lopsided, and it's fair that you would be upset with that. But where they have a point when it's coming to the specific women who want to be housewives but still split the responsibility, then okay, maybe you have a little have something there. But to try to put down an independent woman doesn't make any sense, because unless you have a 6-figure plus job that can sustain the lifestyle that both you guys want to live, then you need an independent woman. Yeah. So, that fucking podcast is only for guys ready to make the amount of money where they can afford a housewife.
And then that's when you get divorced and they take half of your shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, what's the point in, if that's the world that you want to live in, then there's no point in having divorce reform. Yeah. Because in an equal world, it makes sense to reform the divorce stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But in their world, in these fit fuck faces world, we can't reform divorce, because then the women really will be on their ass with fucking nothing. Yeah. So the way that it is for fucking assholes like you.
And you're ruining it.
You're ruining it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta.
But then it also is irritating, like, because the thing is, they bring a lot of the problematic women that are part of that kind of, because the thing is, all of these people, all of them are from a different culture than us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then they all kind of, it's, as much as it sucks for some of those women, they all kind of deserve each other. Yeah. Those guys and those women, because it's like all the, like, post Miami clubby type people. So their view on relationships is this weird commodity, right? Yeah. Whereas us, we come from a world where we're trying to, marry our best friends, where it's an actual team and partnership.
Yeah.
That, and I don't know. Also, I feel like our worlds were built up by strong women, and just like the hardships that the hardships that are,
my mom is strong, but she wasn't around to show me that much.
Sorry.
They had to, like, build it on their own, or do some other way, shape, or form, build up their own finances and just pick up the slack, because honestly, men ain't shit. And they had to find out the hard way, and then shit like that too. Yeah.
My mom,
things don't work out.
My mom's worked for Vaughn's for 20 plus years, even through two marriages.
Yeah.
Didn't even stop. Didn't even encourage her to stop working.
I mean, that's also the other thing, is that these fucking guys are telling people, women, and like women who, some of which who've come from single mother homes where the woman had to fucking do everything to provide for them and their brothers and sisters and shit. And you're gonna tell that woman that she needs to stay in the fucking kitchen and not to worry about being independent because the man will provide. If that person grew up in a situation where the man didn't even show up and never witnessed a man providing, why the fuck would she ever choose, like, to just so casually request that you put aside that heavy that such a heavy weight of trauma on somebody is retarded to me. It's so goofy to me.
It is.
Yeah, and also, that being said, there are single fathers and shit who have done the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And then dudes that grow up from those homes know how hard it is as even just a person, as a single parent, to raise that much money. And it's like, damn, I wish my mom was around to work and help out my dad, or my dad had a partner to help him out through all that shit. It's just,
Yep.
not everyone is able to grow up in a household where the dad is the main provider or is the sole provider at that. And also, as far as like, giving this a contrast, I wouldn't date a girl who's all like, oh no, I need somebody to work full time and provide for me. I'd be like,
good luck with that. You're going to be broke for the rest of your life. Oh my god.
Go on sugarbaby.com.
I guess you're not buying the next picture.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think like if we were in a position, I'll speak for the three of us and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If we got into a position where we could afford that and that's what they were happy with doing, because if some women, regardless if we have the money, they want to be active. Right. I'm not going to tell them what to do, but if I can afford to open that option and they were to take it, then I'm happy with that.
Yeah. If I have the means to offer it. Yeah. And vice versa as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You would never offer that?
No, I'm not
You're
saying
like,
I would.
stay working.
No, I'd just be like,
what if you win the lottery?
I don't want you to just do this for the rest of your life. Go out and find some hobbies and.
Well, no, they would have the freedom to do whatever. But if you were to be like, I make enough money where you don't have to have a job,
I don't know, something doesn't feel right with me.
You would never to just offer it.
I mean,
you're not forcing them to take it.
I don't. Well, yeah, it's going to be an offer because if I'm making six figures and I'm able to do it, it's not even an offer. It's just like It's just a thing because at this point we're already married. I'm assuming. But then it's like, oh yeah, it's an option here. You can stay home and not work and do whatever you want. But I'm like, is that something that you really want? Because I know 10 years down the line when all of this gets fucking boring.
Yeah, well, they always have the opportunity to change it.
I know, but it's like, okay, well, if you're I guess for me, it's just a time thing. So it's like, oh, you're going to stop doing it because I can provide for you, which is fine. But then you want to pick it up 10, 15 years down the line. It's like, okay, well, you just wasted, in my mind, I guess, 10, 15 years of working on that to get to a higher standard.
So you're afraid of offering it at the fear that they might make the mistake of taking it?
No, I'll offer it. But I'll also be like, you have to keep doing something outside of just being a housewife.
Oh,
like for your own benefit.
Like
I know what you're saying. You'd be like
charity.
Hey, you know what? I'm making enough money.
Well, stay active for sure. Yeah.
I'm making enough money to do this. Please follow your passion or whatever you want to actually pursue. Because now we have the means.
Because that could be an opportunity where she surpasses you.
Finds a new profession or something.
And then, it's like, okay, well, your Etsy shop is making $1 million a year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah,
the app you finally
offer
created.
it as support. As it's like, I'm making enough money to support you. You splitting your time between taking care of that house and kids and pursuing whatever you want on the side.
I guess a little bit more so for me. It's like I kind of want to be able to take care of the house and the kids too. Like, I don't want to just be at work all the time and then have somebody just taking care of everything.
You'd be fine with the roles reversed.
I'd be fine with any.
But if you're able to provide while still working a regular 40-hour week, then you would still be putting the same amount of time in your kids and in the house, regardless.
Yeah.
But I will say though, if I am like the main breadwinner of the household, hold and I've offered that and then they took the offer, whatever.
Yeah.
I would like if, I wasn't expected to come home and then cook dinner like 2 times a week or some shit.
Yeah.
I like doing it.
I mean, no, I like doing it, but it's like, yo, come on,
I'm
Please.
bringing it all the money, please.
please.
I think this is the first time I'm reading a post from this subreddit. The subreddit is called Malicious Compliance.
Oh.
So I want to see what your guys' take is on
Interesting.
this person's situation and how they handled said certain situation. The title goes, Smug guy wants to order for the table, so I make sure he gets his wish. And it goes, I worked as a server for a small, brand new family-owned restaurant. The place was one step below white tablecloth, which I'm assuming is like a higher end when you have white tablecloths or something like that, and had a bar on one side with the restaurant on the other. The owners were awesome and provided industry professionals to train us on how best to treat a customer and maximize our tips. As an example of how effective this training was, on opening day, I dropped an entire tray of drinks down a woman's back, yet this family returned several more times and would only let me serve them. Owner brought them a parka the first time they returned. I'm assuming because, the whole tray of drinks thing. They go on to say, one technique we were taught was to establish who is paying from social cues and make sure they are happy. If a couple comes in and you believe the man is paying, make the woman feel like a queen. When it's time to pay, she'll likely encourage a higher tip. Incredibly effective, which is a good tip. For a good tip, you know what I mean?
That's right. PP jokes.
They go on to say, as I finished taking an order, I noticed a family of 4 being sat in my section and stopped by immediately to introduce myself. My assessment is this. Husband and wife, very nicely dressed. Their beautiful early 20s daughter, my age. And what I gather is her boyfriend wearing a suit and tie. Dad is clearly paying, but aspiring businessman here interrupts mom when she's ordering her drink to inform me he'll be ordering for the table, which is the boyfriend. The boyfriend's going to be ordering for the whole table. Interrupts mom. I'm just like, oh, excuse me, waiter. I'll be ordering for the entire table. If looks could kill, the father would have taken out this young man and probably 10 people in the bar area, which I'm assuming is how big the dad is. Oh, buddy, your night is not going to go the way you thought. Because apparently the dad was pretty pissed about how he handled that. They go on to say, every time I returned to the table, I would face him, the 20-year-old guy, or the boyfriend, only look at him and talk to him, turning my back to the father. Daughter asked for something, I don't remember what, and without ever acknowledging her, I asked him, may she have that? He barely stammered out a yes. When I bought the bill, I set it right in front of him. They hung around for a while, and I continued to check in and refill drinks while the bill remained untouched. I think the dad was making him sweat. Eventually, Dad grabs the bill and puts his card in. I brought back the receipt and thanked the young man for coming in and walked away. I was returning from another table when they were getting up from the table, and the young guy moved to the door at a speed that made lightning look slow. The other 3 were all smiles, and the dad looks across the dining room table and mouthed, thank you. I give him a smile and a nod and continued on my way. The tip amount is a number I don't remember, but I know it was good. Really good. It must have been a small wedding because I never received an invite.
Dang.
That's the end of the thing. But they go on to do some edits for some comments that were made.
Oh, malicious compliance.
If you're gonna act that way, you're okay. Here's the bill.
Yeah.
Can't she have that?
Can she have that?
I'll be ordering for the table. It's like,
Fuck. I would never dream of saying that unless it was
Yeah.
like my for sure. No, not even. I don't know because I don't know what fucking people want.
Well, if you're gonna say some shit like that, back it up with paying the bill at least.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to be ordering for the table, that means you're going to be paying
For the
table. Or the only time it's appropriate to do something like that is if there's a language barrier and these people have never tried this food before and you could speak the native language of whatever restaurant you're at, then it is very appropriate, not only appropriate, almost necessary. If it's people's like first time there, but it's like, I'm going to Islands and getting some burgers.
I'm ordering for the table.
Going to
We're gonna have
Applebee's.
2 blue cheeseburgers.
You're getting the salmon. I know you're allergic, but you're getting the salmon.
You're going to love this.
You got any extra peanut sauce? This is Islands.
This is Island. Well,
No,
I'm
yeah,
ordering
like,
for the table.
That's the
Give me that
only time it
peanut
would
sauce.
be kind of appropriate. Dude, someone must have given this dude the worst advice in the world, or this was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes when people like overcompensate, like because they're trying to like posture like, oh, I'm the guy that you want your daughter with. I can provide. I can be the man.
Or if like you're a regular at the
couldn't even do
restaurant and it's
that.
their first time at the restaurant, maybe. Even then, though, it's like, why are you trying to flex like that with your girlfriend's family?
Yeah. Well, you know how
Then not even
like
Follow through
with your flex.
yeah. Well, you know how some people
Makes no
how
sense.
some people are because we're a little bit more timid and calculated, but so like how like really extroverted people can be and like I don't know. I've definitely encountered that before, and I'm like, oh no, like actually here's a good example. My sister does shit like that. Like we went to a Thai place and then she'll like have the menu and she'll just be like, oh, so I was thinking that we should get this, and this. And I was like, we could get one of the items that you said, but I want to get the Tom Yum Goong and this and this. She said, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, and then like the waiter will come and then she'll be like, okay, so, and then we already discussed the order, so then she gives them the order or whatever, but she always wants to be the one to kind of say stuff. But there was one time we took Lucas with us to this Thai restaurant, and for some reason my sister just went full auntie, and then like after she ordered for everybody, when the food came, Lucas was just gonna wait, while we do the rounds, and so that he could grab his own soup out of the community Tom Yum Goong thing, right? And then my sister was like, "Give me your bowl," and then it was like making people's bowls or whatever, which is like fine, I guess, but it just rubbed me weird because he, I don't know, she didn't know him like that.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, that type of shit annoys me. Another thing that annoys me too and grinds my gears is when like it's not pre-discussed before you get to the restaurant, and when you get there, okay, we're doing family style, right? It's like, whoa, I don't even really care. I mean, I want to order what I want to order.
Yeah.
And then like not everyone likes the food the same way. Like I particularly like, I mean, I can't handle that much spice. And I know some people live for that shit. And granted, I do like spicy foods. It's just like I physically can't because I get the fucking hiccups like a bitch. And then like I'll start choking on food if I like get the hiccups too much. But like, I don't know. And especially when someone goes like, "Oh no, I'm gonna do that," like I'd be like, "Hang on, I don't want what you want."
Yeah.
Like, what if I don't like that? What if I'm allergic to this?
Yeah. Well, yeah, if we're doing family style and then, yeah, I don't know. I do feel like you got to ask questions. Oh, did you want some of this? If you're trying to be nice, like, because, like.
Well, it has to be a family style restaurant, too.
Yeah. Well, Thai food usually it is. A lot of Asian food.
Well, I was going to say, like, dim sum.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
Well, because I've had it where I went with white family to an Asian restaurant or whatever, and then everybody orders what they want, right? Like the one thing that they want, but then they serve it like family style.
Yeah.
So then you're at PF Chang's, and then one person's just has a big tub of orange chicken, and then one person has all the fried rice, and then one person has all the chow mein.
There's places where you physically just can't do it.
Yeah,
then
it's 100% family style.
And then it's like, oh, did you want a piece of tangerine chicken? It's like, I'd like more than just one.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to order the tangerine chicken and the fucking chow mein.
I'll trade you a quarter of fried rice for a quarter of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Just go around the table.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so
You want to trade? You want to trade?
Did
That
you want
being
a
said,
piece
though-
of broccoli beef?
That being said, though, if it wasn't pre-discussed, don't touch my fucking orange chicken. Or my fried rice. I don't care if I'm eating a mountain of each. Those are
I'm
for
taking
me.
it home.
We didn't talk about it.
I'm carbo loading. What the fuck?
That shit's kind of silly. And I mean, we weren't necessarily timid. We were always just like very respectful. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, at the end of the day, sometimes I was like, oh, look at the baby daddy. So little. Ooh, daddy's grumpy. I would never do that. But I know I physically could to some of these dads that I had dinner with.
Yeah.
But no, it's like,
not advised.
definitely don't do that. But I mean, just be respectful. See where their sense of humor's at and try a couple jokes here and there. But
I think that's exactly what this person did. The waiter took a chance because it could have went south.
Yeah. Well, if the dad didn't realize that, he was playing into the joke, like, this fucking waiter.
He won't acknowledge anybody outside of this guy.
Oh my god. Are they in coots?
In cahoots. Never come
no,
to
yeah,
this.
just made that kid even sweat even more. It's like, yeah, yes. And I'm sure that dad is like, so hot shot. What are we getting next?
Yeah. What are we having for dessert?
Yeah, my
Another
favorite
round of
part
Blue
was,
Moons?
like, when the daughter ordered something and the waiter looks at the kid and he's
Can
like,
she
"Can
have
she
that?"
have that?"
That's great.
That's pretty good.
That's my favorite.
I wonder if that's the where the parents were like, oh, she's on our side. Actually, that reminds me, I went to TGI Fridays once, and
Guy Fieri was there?
yeah, and he was just like, that's delicious, flame on.
That just reminded me. Elizabeth saw Seth Green at the sushi restaurant yesterday
Oh, really?
when we went to go get sushi. Yeah.
Did she throw an action figure at him?
She didn't have any.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Sorry, that reminded me of.
So, yeah, we were at TGI Fridays, and the waitress came, and was both. I think my mom ordered a martini or some shit. Or I forgot, some alcoholic
Margarita?
beverage.
Margarita.
Margarita.
Oh, okay.
She ordered a margarita, and then the lady was like, at the time my mom was in her 50s, and the lady's like, oh, okay, awesome. Like, she was really talkative and like nice, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna need to see ID, and it sounded like a joke, and then both my parents were like, and then she's like, no, like actually,
Not really
like I
using it.
actually need to see ID, and then my mom was like, oh, okay, and she's getting her ID, and then my dad was like, no, she's joking, and then she's like, oh, no, I do actually need to see ID. And then my mom was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting ID. And then my dad was like,
Hold up.
for real? Like, we're almost 60. Like, and she's like, I just need to, better safe than sorry. And then my dad was like,
Gee, it's a guarantee you're gonna be safe.
well, because I think I was like maybe 18 or 19 at the time. And then he was like, my son is only a couple years away from being legal. Like, What the fuck? Like, what 20-year-old has this old of children?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just like a wrinkly ass 20-year-old. What the fuck? So yeah, my dad was so fucking confused.
Yeah, that server should have just been like, sorry, it's just standard protocol. Like, they're cracking down on us. Just give a lie, something.
Yeah.
I had a dude yesterday be like, he's like, how old are you? I was like, 31. He was like, really? And I went to go take off my mask. He's like, yeah, it's the mustache and the hair. If you didn't have that, if that was all shaved off, you'd look like you were 20 or something. I was like, yeah, I get that a lot.
It was funny. I was building up or editing a casting profile that I have on a website, and it said, oh, what like age range would you shoot for, or could you play? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, how young should I put?
You could do.
I never even thought about this.
You could probably do 17.
No way.
Yeah, dude, they have some of the
Completely
oldest
shaved.
motherfuckers in high school shows and movies.
Yeah.
That is true.
Just got to be clean shit.
Dude, Cobra Kai, that Asian dude is like 37.
I would be able to
Damn,
play.
y'all making me feel better. I put like, I don't
I'd
know, I
definitely
guess
be able to play a high school kid.
I put 22 to 35.
Gossip Girl, most of the fucking cast are Gossip Girls, all this shit.
Shit, I just don't even watch their shows.
Well, that's the thing, is a lot of the shows geared towards girls have old ass guys in them.
That's disgusting. And I am
playing high
ready to
school
throw my hat in the
boys.
game.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you could quickly be. Oh, you remember, what is it, Drill Bit Taylor? Fucking Josh Peck already looked old, and he played a high schooler in that, and he just already looks old since he lost the weight, you know.
Josh. The guy that goes, I like to pick.
What?
I like to pick.
No, wrong.
Who is Josh Peck?
From Jake and Josh. Well, you didn't watch that shit because you're like, oh, I'm too busy listening.
The singer?
There is
No,
one.
Jake and Josh, the Nickelodeon show.
From Degrassi?
All right, man.
Remember, Odd Squad, I'm not sorry, but thank you for tuning in again
Oh my God.
and listening to our bullshit. Shout out to all the listeners. Like, share, and subscribe.
Please and thank you. That would be very helpful because we like doing this.
Yeah, and Demi Lovato, you should go ahead and try to cancel Zac Efron. That's what you do, right? All right, see you guys next time.
Until we meet again.
Later, skaters.